Hello everyone, it's Bill from CambodiYeah. This is a video by request. Someone had requested that I share some resources for learning the Khmer language, so that's what I'm going to do here. First, I'd like to start with YouTube channels, then with some websites and some in-person lessons that you can take. And then I have some tips and tricks for what I've learned so far in my own learning of Khmer. I am not fluent, I am not an expert, but I will share what I know with you. So, first with YouTube channels. My favorite one is called Khmer Lesson. This guy also has a website. A lot of the stuff you should know that's on the website for sale is actually available for free as content on the YouTube channel, but it's still not a bad idea to get something from his site and kick him a couple of bucks just to help him because he's providing such an excellent resource. Because the way he teaches Khmer is not the textbook Khmer, but he teaches how people actually speak it with various contractions and things like that. And so I find that to be extremely useful and practical. The next one is Yin. He has a good all-round channel for learning Khmer as well as learning some Cambodian culture, seeing different places around Cambodia, and he shares a bit of news. So that's a good all-round Cambodia YouTube channel. The next one is called Tet Cambodia. And that one is primarily focused on the Khmer letters or characters. So if you really want to get into the reading and writing of it, that's the perfect channel for that. Then we have Be Like Khmer and Speak Like Khmer. This channel isn't just a YouTube channel, but there's a website and in-person lessons at schools in Phnom Penh and Siem Reap. So after you get to Cambodia, you can take those actual classes in person and really get immersed and really learn the language way more effectively. So, use the YouTube channels and websites before you leave. And then when you get there, of course, you can still continue to use those, but it's not a bad idea to take those lessons. For websites, most of the big language websites and apps don't have Khmer in them. One that does is called Memrise, and there's a whole bunch of lessons there just curated by different people who created their own lessons. So the quality is hit or miss, but there's a lot of content on there, so that's worth taking a look at. And then, like I said, there's the Khmer Lessons website and the Be Like Khmer, Speak Like Khmer website. And then there's italki, where you can have face-to-face through webcam tutors, lessons, things like that, so that you can get practice with actually speaking Khmer with a person who speaks fluent Khmer. So that's a really excellent resource as well. And they charge, different amounts just based on what they want to charge. Some tips I've learned just through my own experience is, since Khmer has 33 consonants and 23 vowels, there are a lot of sounds there that we're not used to hearing or saying. And so a lot of times, since we have only 26 letters and 5 to 6 of them are vowels, we often hear Khmer vowels as English vowels in the way that we don't quite hear the nuances. And so many of them are diphthongs, like one vowel leading into another, like O-E, I-E, E-I, A-I, and stuff like that. It takes a lot of listening to Khmer being spoken to eventually start to pick up more on those subtleties. And I recommend listening to Khmer YouTube videos as much as you can, just to hear it, even if you don't understand it. You start to pick up the nuances more. And especially with that Khmer Lesson YouTube channel, the way the guy is pronouncing things, if you repeat after him, stop the video, go back a little bit, repeat again, until you start to develop not only the ear for it, but the tongue for it. Because there's a lot of sounds that it takes some practice to even form. So that's one thing, to do. You got to spend some time with the language before you start to pick up on all of its subtleties. And there's some strange sounds, like there's what I call the springy sound, like the kind of sound. And there's various versions of that. And also there's a lot of vowels that are very way up in here, very nasal, like bah, ha, that kind of thing. And it's like way up in here as well. And it can feel sometimes like you're putting on a voice. And don't feel too weird about that, because you kind of have to at first to try to emulate those sounds. And then eventually it'll start to incorporate into a natural ability to make those sounds without having to kind of put on or imitate a voice. You just got to spend time with a lot of practice. I definitely recommend doing the italki in-person conversations with Khmer people. And, when you get to Cambodia, take those in-person lessons, and those should help a lot. And my next video is going to be about visas, all the different kinds and which kinds you can switch between and all of that. So there will be some good info there. If this content is helping you, please like and subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. And take care of yourself. See you next time. Bye-bye.